your host, John Young. Tonight, we're going to be joined by Jerry Bizzata, and it looks like Jerry got tied up this evening, which happens when you are doing a lot of these loans and such for the small businesses that are out there. So tonight, I'll be kind of going it alone. If Jerry can join us, that'll be great. Tonight's topic is one of the 10 topics in starting your small wedding business. Tonight's topic was getting your team together, and this will be kind of a little bit shorter show, just because this is something that doesn't take a lot of things. For most of us, we're small business people, and the idea with that is that we're doing it on the cheap. We're trying to go and basically do all of those little aspects of running a business to cut corners and make it so that we can make as much profit as possible with our small business. One thing that I have heard time and time again as I've talked to small business people is there's things I wish I would have done sooner. And that's really what this show is about, getting your team of people together to become successful. Now, this could be something as, usually the first, mentioning getting a team together, you're thinking getting more people together to go out and work in the field, more photo booth operators, more DJs, more people running up lights and delivering and setting and striking and doing this, more people on that side of it that are out there making those parts of the business function. But there's a lot of other parts of the business that need probably as much or more hands to be successful. Places like getting someone to work with accounting, the book side of things. If you're not a numbers person, this probably moves up really quickly to a higher priority. Having somebody who can put together a budget, who can look at your numbers and give you some ideas and suggestions of what to be doing and maybe where to look at, maybe trimming some things, or what's working for you and what type of events are working for you to know that this is what we should be doing it. Having someone who can understand the numbers of your business is huge. And sometimes you can find someone that you can hire and it's maybe a multi-purpose person who could be your office person and does that. Or sometimes you got to go out. The biggest thing when it comes to the numbers, if you're not a numbers person, find someone who is quality, can be competent when it comes to the numbers. Don't just find somebody who says, I know how to run a calculator. That's not going to get you there. Ideally, you want to find a person who can look at the numbers and be able to say, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing that photo booths at high schools, you're losing money on those. But I can see that photo booths that you're going to corporate events are really starting to give you a profit margin of what you're looking for. Maybe we should divert some of this advertising money that you spend towards the school market and put it over here towards the corporate market and do this. Or you're finding out that your sales or your marketing on Facebook is leading to more sales, or your marketing on Google AdWords, whatever, is leading to more sales. Numbers people can dig into this, and they're going to be able to help you tremendously. So find the right person when it comes to that, whether it's you, could be. It might be that you are the right person, and then you have to look at hiring some other people. Some of those other people might be salespeople. Having a competent salesperson is really important, and someone who can handle the calls. Now, for some that are a mom and pop, a husband and wife, or the two significant other, that one sometimes is more the entertainer and the brains or the creative mind, and the other one might be more of the fit for doing the sales and being able to talk about the creative person who can go out and do this really cool stuff. That happens in a lot of relationships, and if it can and works for you, boy, that would be something to definitely take advantage of. Some don't do well in the sales. They can envision and create, and they can put these things out there, but they have a tough time selling it. Some people don't like to talk about themselves and what they put together, but someone else could sell it. So a salesperson might be another person to look for in your team to add. Accountants, salespeople are very, very, very common. One that's probably not as common is finding an attorney that you can work with. Someone who knows you, knows your business. You'll talk to them about contracts. You might talk to them about different things when it comes to people breaking contracts. This COVID situation, a lot of people have spent a lot of time guessing and gone and talking to the Facebook attorneys that are out there. And I'm basically saying Facebook groups that these people have no idea what they're talking about. And what they are getting their own opinions. You need to find an attorney who you can go to. Yeah, it's going to cost you $300 to $500 an hour. But most of the time, if you have your things ready to go and you go there, it's going to take a half hour to an hour of their time. And you might be able to, if you're doing things and it's just a quick cash in and out, you might be able to have your rate just a little bit lower if you have some flexibility and say, hey, I can come in at 4:30 and they're like, yeah, I've got a half an hour to kill. Let's just do it at the end of the day. And it's basically a cash transaction for them. Those things can happen. having an attorney who knows you is a great thing when the potential comes down the road that there could be a lawsuit or someone and you need someone to represent you. If they've got a relationship with you, that's going to help tremendously, because they're not going to say, okay, who are you again? And what, okay, tell me about your bit. They should know you. And that's certainly a benefit. Now there's prepaid legal services and things like that. And I'm not going to get into those at all. There's some people love it. Some people, I'm not going to have an opinion on it, but I would recommend finding an attorney locally that you can do. And you may not do much with them. You may do something 1 year and then maybe not for 5 years, but having them there to look at your contract when you need to make changes and to run things past them, or to get opinions from them, or to be having them send a cease and desist letter if something's going on is hugely, hugely valuable. So accountant, salesperson, attorney are there. Some businesses that really want to grow need to have someone who can train, a communicator who can go and train that next group of entertainers, whether they're lighting people and training them how to do the technical side of things, or they're photo booth operators and training the technical and the engagement side of things that you need to do at the photo booth, or with a mobile entertainment DJ company where you need to train them along that way. Some people can train, some people can do that, some people can't. This is an area not everyone can do. What's neat about this is that there's people like Mike Walter out there who you can actually go and he will come in. There's numerous people who will come in and train your staff and help in that arena. So if it's not your strength to train and teach, maybe you can demonstrate, but you can't train and teach as breaking things down so people can get it. This could be someone you wanted to have on your team. And you might bring someone like a Mike Walter in once a year for a training session. Maybe you do a couple of day training session, a retreat weekend. You bring someone in like that. That could be a huge benefit for your company to show your staff that, hey, learning things, we're all going to learn together. We're all going to learn from this person coming in, and we're going to do this as a team. And building that cohesiveness is just a great team. So that would be another, is to get that, to find that person who could help train if you are no longer not that good with it. Another is some companies have hired a manager, someone who is good with handling people, scheduling people, getting people where they need to go, and doing all the different aspects of that business from the managerial point of the business. Some people can handle working and having people working under them. Some people do not work well by being the leader and being the manager. If you have a business and you have a good business idea and you're the creative mind who can do this, or you're the accountant, you can see the numbers, but you just can't communicate with your staff to be able to help them to feel wanted and valued and do these different things. This might be a spot where you're now hiring a manager to come in and to fill that role. Because if it's not your strength, bringing someone in who could do that could keep your employees around a lot longer. So again, knowing your strength is the important part. Finding these other people on your team is the second step with that. Let's see, we've talked about accountants. We've talked about the legal side of it. And of course, your accountants will handle your tax side of it, your trainers and managers and such. Really, they're probably the last area that you may be looking at is a handy person who can repair things, clean things, fix things, tweak things. And this sometimes can be an outsourced job where you have someone who, a guy down the road or a gal down the road who does, some repair things out of their home, what have you. But they can come in and, once a month, you've got some things. They're going to come in, they're going to take them apart, they're going to clean them, they're going to repair them. They're handy with tools. Generally, a carpenter type person would fit this. And there's things that they can do to extend the life of your gear, fixing things, replacing carpet on certain items, what have you. The idea behind that is that they know what they're doing. They have the tools. They can look at something and say, hey, I can fix that or clean it or make it so it's ready to go. And then the guests, when they see it, are going to not see something that's ratty or broken or dirty or whatever. It's going to give you a higher level of professionalism. And if you're not skilled with tools and you don't have, if you have a problem running a can of spray paint, not all of us are good with that. Some of us end up with more paint on our hands than we do on a project. Again, your strengths, the areas in which you are going to be the most successful, focus on what makes you successful. Find people to fill these other roles in your business. And you might even have some roles within your business that you're like, I'm not that good at this. Find someone to do that. whether it's a part-time thing, a couple of hours a week, a couple of hours a month, whatever it is, get someone in that role who would succeed at that. And then, especially like in a sales world, you get a good salesperson, they are going to drive your business to completely new levels very, very quickly. And that's really kind of a cool thing to watch. So really kind of a short video tonight. I didn't want to go into it too long. I want you guys to kind of think about it, evaluate where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. Who could you bring on to help you grow your business once we get out of this COVID thing and we get ready to go for 2021? Once again, this is one of a 10-part series on getting your entertainment system or entertainment company, a small business up and running. I believe we have 2 weeks of this left. We'll be hitting those. I don't remember what my topics are for the next 2 weeks. Once we're all done, we're going to put all the links for all 10 videos in the description of the video. So if you're watching this later and you're not into the July 20th is our last one. So yeah, we have next week, the week after. July 20th, we'll put all of the links in the video's description so you can go from one to the next, and we'll put them into a playlist so it's one to the next to the next. And it'll help you go through and kind of pick and choose some of the information you need to help you running your wedding entertainment business. This is John Young. Thank you for watching and have yourself a great evening.